Did you know there's fiber optic cables on the bottom of the ocean floor? If you're like me, I didn't. I thought our information went to the satellites and came back down to the other continents. I thought that's how we transmitted our data. But apparently, there's wires on the ocean floor. Let's check this out. This is the video I seen on TikTok that I found out about it. Hey, if you're like me and you didn't know, you didn't know. We're just misinformed, you know? But let's go ahead and watch this video.
Full internet wires going underneath the ocean to connect the continents.
I'm sorry?
I was like, there's not like a cord that's connecting this whole continent to like Europe and Africa and all that. No, it is.
It runs the whole length. You can like look up like where the wires are. It is like unbelievable.
There's wires connecting from a continent to
that
a
runs
continent.
the entire.
All right, see, I didn't know that. All right. You can see here, I don't know if you can see it, how clear it is, but it says that there's 95% of all data that moves around the world goes through these undersea cables. These are fiber optic cables that are laid on the ocean floor. And if we go down, you can kind of see the map here of all the wires that are laid, the fiber optic cables that are laid underneath the ocean floor. That is wild. Look at going all the way across from like New York City, going all the way across to the continent. That is insane. So I got interested and I found a video on Tech Quickies by Linus, and we're gonna go ahead and check that out, get more information on that.
We've gotten very used to a world of wireless electronics, but did you know that most of the global internet still depends on running cables over really long distances? There are so many undersea internet cables sitting on the ocean floor that the map of them kind of looks like a plate of spaghetti. Whether you're looking off the Cape of Good Hope or off the northern coast of Russia, where there's a cable that's aptly called the Polar Express.
That's crazy.
And it
I didn't
turns
know
out that undersea communications cables aren't even anything new. In fact, the first commercial cable was laid all the way back in 1850, connecting England and France. Though, of course, that cable was intended for telegraph, as they weren't exactly discussing Victorian affairs of state over Twitter. Now, unfortunately, some fishers actually cut that cable a few short weeks later. But you can't stop progress, and more submarine cables started popping up, with the first transatlantic cable becoming operational in 1858. Though it took around 2 minutes to transmit just one character between the continents. Of course, it didn't stay that slow for long. As our understanding of the way electricity works over long distances increased, we got to the point where we could carry full-on voice calls under the ocean with copper coaxial cables by the 1950s.
That's been happening since the 1950s. Where have I been? How have I not known this?
Those don't provide the necessary bandwidth to carry global internet traffic. Enter fiber optic technology, which powers every undersea cable that is still operating. Fiber optics work by converting information into light waves, but because this light attenuates at distance, similarly to how a flashlight becomes impossible to see when you get far enough away from it, repeaters need to be installed at intervals along these cables to amplify the light and ensure that it gets all the way down the pipe. And although fiber at home is still a luxury for many, undersea fiber started appearing in the late 80s. Originally, it also mostly carried voice calls, but now that fiber forms the backbone of the global internet. Improvements in the materials that we use to construct these cables have resulted in them getting literally 1 million times faster since that time. We've gone from the original TAT-8 cable carrying 280 megabits per second to the new Grace Hopper cable laid in September 2021 carrying 352 terabits per second. That is over 350,000 times faster than a normal home gigabit connection.
All right, that was Tech Quickies. That was just a little bit more information on the subject that I didn't even know about, and it's been going on since the early 1900s. So it's wild. I guess I just missed that in school or something. I don't know. But if you want to see more, I'll leave a link to Linus's video on Tech Quickies in the description below. And if you like this video, let me know by giving me a thumbs up. If you didn't, hey, give me a thumbs down, whatever. We'll see you on the next one. Peace.